What's the difference between dissolution and liquidation? Well, the answer is, depends on who initiates the procedure and the type of company that you've got in terms of whether it's solvent and insolvent. Dissolution, Companies Act 2006 procedure. Liquidation, Insolvency Act 1986 procedure. So if you're a director of a solvent company, particularly works well with a solvent company, not so well with an insolvent company because creditors can object and block it potentially. But if you've got a solvent company and you want to dissolve the company, then Section 1003 of the Companies Act 2006 will, subject to compliance with the rules and regulations, entitle you, certainly as far as the solvent company is concerned, dissolve the company. If you've got a solvent company or an insolvent company, in both instances you can liquidate the company, and you can do that if you're solvent under Section 84 of the Insolvency Act 1986 by passing what's known as a special resolution requiring 75% or more of the shareholders or the members to vote in favour of the special resolution. In both instances, you'll need to appoint a liquidator. Cannot liquidate the company yourself, as you can in the case of dissolution, where you can wind it up yourself. In the case of a liquidation, you will have to appoint an independent licensed insolvency practitioner, somebody such as myself, to undertake the liquidation. And if it's an insolvent liquidation, Section 100 of the Insolvency Act 1986 requires a liquidator to be appointed in relation to that particular type of liquidation procedure. If you're going to dissolve the company, then you have to file a DS-01 form, which can be downloaded from Companies House. Looks like this, and there'll be various declarations which you will have to sign up to, and there'll be a caution here in terms of failing to comply with the relevant regulations. Ultimately, you can actually use both liquidation or dissolution to wind up both solvent and insolvent companies. As I said, dissolution works well for solvent companies. Liquidation works well for both, particularly in the case of an insolvent company. That doesn't work so well for dissolution if creditors object, but also in the case of a solvent company, if you've got £25,000 or more of assets and your company is solvent, then liquidation may be a more overall cost-effective approach. But technically speaking, you can actually use both procedures to wind up solvent and insolvent companies, but dissolution is something you can do yourself. Liquidation, on the other hand, has to be done through the appointment of an independent liquidator. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. We know insolvency inside out.